But the spiritual side of the experience is overwhelming. And what I'm afraid of is that we're going to go too fast all of a sudden and not prepare people to what's involved. Because once you say the phenomenon is real, then people will inject their own, their own beliefs, their own emotions into it. And we know what happens when people do that. People fragment into different things. The idea of UFOs is universal, and you find it, of course, in the Bible. You find it in, the three religions of the book. You find it, going back to Ezekiel and to ideas that have been present in the consciousness of many people for many years. And then it's broken up into different belief systems around it, because we need to project what's going to happen to us when we die. Where do we come from? What does all this mean? How should we behave here, in society? And all of that is at stake. It's not just that we're going to shake the hand or the tentacle of a Venusian. This is not the problem. The problem is much deeper. It's us and what we imagine as being the universe. That is at stake. And that's why there is so much. We think of it as resistance from the scientific community. It's not resistance. It's that, well, it is resistance, but it comes from the feeling of that it takes you too far too quickly. And we have not built the the scale of discoveries that we need to build to get there. And of course I studied physics. I have a degree in physics, but I'm not current on modern physics. But I have friends who do, and I talk to them, and they tell me what is involved here is that we need to let go of the idea of time and space as dimensions. But when the Air Force sends somebody to interview a witness, they say, what time was it when you saw that? Where were you? Where did you go? How long did it last? Well, all those questions have to do with time and space. If time and space are disposable, which is this is not what UFOs say. That's what modern physics teaches, but it doesn't teach it at the ordinary student level. It's at the research level that when you look at the contradictions between relativity, general relativity, and quantum mechanics, that you hit that problem, that you need to let go of the idea of time and space, because those were secondary concepts built on top of something much deeper. And with UFOs, you have to go deeper. I mean, talk about that large object that disappeared into nothing, that just vanished from the universe. It vanished from our universe. Well, is there another universe where it's going? How can it, without noise, without acceleration, how can it just move along and fade into nothing?